Hello students, welcome to Affairscloud. My name is Vikas. So friends, we have an application by the name Careers Cloud which you can go and download through the Play Store. And once you have downloaded, you can log in with your Gmail ID. And why I am suggesting you this application, because this is the one-stop solution for all the current affairs. This is the best of the best application and the platform where you can enhance your learning through help. Here you will be provided with multiple courses. Here you will be provided with multiple options of quizzes, and even you will be provided current affairs on daily basis. PDFs and quizzes will be provided to you on daily basis, both in Hindi as well as English. Here you will be provided current affairs with weekly basis and monthly basis also. Here remember, once you have done watching our video, then you can log in through this application, take out the PDF, read that PDF and go through the quizzes. That will enhance your preparation. Same you have to do for weekly and same you have to do for the monthly also. In monthly you will be provided with the top 100 important questions PDF and video also, that will enhance your learning, and it will be a very beneficial and important video for the revision perspective. And not just this friends, apart from this we also provide you banking and economic questions. We provide you state current affairs such as of Uttarakhand, UP, Tripura, Telangana and many more. Not just this, apart from this we also provide you topic wise current affairs, and the topics that we are providing you are really important. These topics are such as national affairs, international affairs, important days, sports, defense, science and technology, apps and web portals, obituary. These are the important topics that are being asked in various exams across India. So these are the topics that are must and should be covered and will be beneficial for the preparation of the students.
Hello everyone. So in this video, we will be discussing important current affairs of 14th of November. The session will be quite interesting, so do pay attention till the end. Let's start. First, we are talking about a Shakti policy. Shakti policy. Now, what is this Shakti policy? Remember, it is your Ministry of Coal that has recently amended this Shakti policy. This Shakti policy came in 2017. It was for the allocation of coal among the thermal power plants. It was for the allocation of coal among the thermal power plants. Correct? And now recently in 2023, the Ministry of Coal has recently amended this Shakti policy. And what is the full form of this Shakti policy? Scheme for harnessing and allocating koila, that is coal, transparency in India. I repeat, scheme for harnessing and allocating koila transparently in India. This is your Shakti policy, and recently Ministry of Coal has amended this policy. This will allow power plants including private generators without power purchase agreements to be granted coal linkage for a minimum of 3 months to a maximum of 1 year. Correct? So what is this Shakti policy? It is for the allocation of coal to thermal power plants, and now it was launched in 2017 by Ministry of Coal, and now in 2023 this policy has been amended, and this will allow power plants without PPAs, that is power purchase agreements, to be granted with the coal linkage. Correct? Who is our Union Minister of Coal? Prahlad Joshi. Next is recently Ministry of Information and Broadcasting, MIB, not IMB, MIB. Correct? That is Ministry of Information and Broadcasting has approved the Digital Advertisement Policy 2023 to enable and empower Central Bureau of Communication, the advising wing of the Government of India that operates under the MIB, to conduct campaigns in the digital media space. This digital media space will include OTT platforms, that is your over-the-top platforms. And here remember, under this Digital Advisement Policy, these CBCs, that is your Central Bureau of Communication, will have the right so that they can collaborate with various organizations. They can make videos and make content in the OTT space. Correct? And that too video on demand space. Correct? So say for example they want to promote something. Correct? So they will be able to collaborate with various organizations. This CBC, they will be able to collaborate with various organizations in this OTT space and make video regarding the same. Correct. So remember, Ministry of Information and Broadcasting recently approved this Digital Advertisement Policy 2023 that will enable CBC to collaborate with various organizations to make content, to make videos, to promote those content on this OTT platforms. Right here you can see this CBC policy will enable CBC to collaborate with agencies and organizations in the OTT platform and video on demand space. Here, CBC will also recognize the popularity of podcasts and digital audio platforms through the empanelment of the digital audio platform and acknowledging the role of social media in public conversation. The policy facilitates CBC in placing various options also here. Correct. Next we are talking about CORPET exercise. CORPET. What does CORPET stands for? That is your coordinated patrol. That is coordinated patrol. This is your CORPET exercise. This exercise is conducted between India and Bangladesh. Right, and that too between the navy of these two countries. CORPET exercise is conducted. Apart from this, remember Bongo Sagar. Bongo Sagar. So these are the two exercises. They were recently held. Correct. Bongo Sagar 23, and this was the 5th edition of the CORPET exercise, that is your coordinated patrol exercise held between Indian Navy and Bangladesh Navy. When was this exercise held? This CORPET. This was from these exercises were from 7th to 9th of November. And what is the location where these exercises were conducted? That is Bay of Bengal. Correct. Here you can see India and Bangladesh navies conducted this exercise, and as we just saw, this was the 4th edition of the bilateral exercise Bongo Sagar and 5th edition of the CORPET exercise, that is your coordinated patrol exercise. So 4th edition of Bongo Sagar and 5th edition of CORPET exercise. Right. The next thing that question can be asked here is that which Indian naval ship took part in this particular exercise. So INS Kuthar, this took part in this particular exercise. Then submarine corvette and maritime patrol aircraft Dornier, this took part in this exercise. And if you question asks that what is the name of the patrol aircraft that was gifted by India to Sri Lankan Navy for your to look after the areas and for surveillance, it is Dornier 228, and this was the second aircraft. The first that was given has been given back to India for repair and maintenance. Then from Bangladesh side, it is your Bangladesh Navy ship, that is BNS Abu Bakr, that took part in this particular exercise. Right. So coming back, 4th edition of coordinated 4th edition of Bongo Sagar and 5th edition of the CORPET exercise, and the location is Bay of Bengal. Next is how many Indian universities were listed in the Quacquarelli Simon Asia University ranking for 2024. So from India, how many universities were listed here? So India has a total of 118 universities in 2023 ranking. Correct. And India has 148 Indian universities in 2024 ranking. Here option 5 should also be given, 148. 118 were there in 2023, and for 2024 there are 148 Indian universities that were listed in the Quacquarelli Simon World University ranking for Asia 2024. Correct. And remember, now India has the highest representation in Asia's higher education system, surpassing China and Japan. China has a representation of 133 universities, whereas Japan has a representation of 96 universities. And here you can see there is an increase in 2024 by almost 30 universities. Correct. So coming back, Indian universities, how many were there in the Quacquarelli Simon Asia University ranking for 2024? It is 148. Right. The next question can be asked here is that what is the or which is the university that secured the top position or the first position in this QS Asia ranking 2024? So it is Peking University. This Peking University is in Beijing, China, right? And they have retained the first position in the QS Asia ranking 2024. Then IIT Bombay, that is in Mumbai, Maharashtra, secured the top position among the Indian universities with 40th position. And which edition of this Cochrane Simon University ranking Asia was observed this year? It was the 16th edition, right? 16th edition of the QS World University ranking in this category. Where is the headquarter of Cochrane Simons? It is in London. Correct. So coming back, India, how many universities? 148. And among these, 40th was the highest rank that was secured by IIT Bombay. And this was the 16th edition. And in China, 133 universities represented here. And for Japan, 96. And remember, India has secured the top position among the maximum number of universities in this Cochrane World University ranking from Asia. Right, that is 148. Next, what is the rank of India in Gender Inclusiveness Index? Right, recently, Inclusiveness Index. This was published by OBI, that is Othering and Belonging Institute. I repeat, this is your Othering and Belonging Institute. Right, this is at university. That is at California University in USA. And remember, according to this OBI's Inclusiveness Index, India was ranked 117 out of 129 countries. So if we are just talking about Inclusiveness Index, the rank of India will be 117 out of 129 countries. Correct? Now, if I ask you about religion inclusiveness, what is the rank of India in religion inclusiveness? Let me correct here. Let's not go for gender. Let's go for religion inclusiveness. Right? In this religion inclusiveness index, the rank of India will be 1 to 9. If asked about gender inclusiveness, because the options were here regarding the religious inclusiveness, just that is the reason we have changed it. But now if we talk about gender inclusiveness, what is the rank of India? So India stood at 121st position in gender inclusiveness, right? 121st position. Then if we talk about disability inclusiveness, in this the rank of India is 108. Correct? Let me give you a better options here. If we are talking about religion, right? Religion inclusiveness index, India stood at 129th position. If we are talking about the gender inclusiveness index, the rank of India is 121st. Then if we are talking about disability inclusiveness index, rank of India is 108. Right? Then if we talk about LGBTQ plus inclusiveness index, then the rank of India is 39th. Correct? Then who taught this inclusiveness index? Here we saw the rank of India in inclusiveness index is 117. So who taught this? It was taught by New Zealand. Correct? Followed by Portugal on second and Netherlands on the third position. Moving on. Here you can see India was ranked 129th in religious inclusiveness, 121st in gender, 108 in disability, 87th in race, and 40th in general population, and 39th in LGBTQ+. And this index was taught by New Zealand for second consecutive year with a score of 82.08, followed by Portugal on second and Netherlands on third. Next, WHO has unveiled a framework for climate resilient and low carbon health system. I repeat, WHO unveiled a new operational framework for building climate resilient and low carbon health systems to tackle the challenges that are posed by a rapidly changing climate. This particular system is designed to enhance the health system resilience while reducing the greenhouse gas emissions. This aims to contribute to design the transformative health systems that will provide safe and quality care in changing climate. This framework was unveiled ahead of the COP28, correct? And this COP28 is scheduled to be held in December, and this will be held in Dubai, UAE. Correct? And as remember, the main objective can be here, that can be is to enhance the health systems resilience and reduce the greenhouse gas emissions, and to guide healthcare sector professionals in addressing the climate related health risk through collaboration, and to strengthen the health systems functions for climate resilience and low carbon health approaches. Correct. Then if we talk about WHO, who has unveiled this framework for climate resilient and low carbon health system. Here in WHO, who is the Director General, Dr. Tedros Ghebreyesus. Headquarter is in Switzerland and it is in Geneva, Switzerland. It was established on 7th of April 1948, WHO. Next, here you can see the framework is designed to enhance health systems resilience while reducing the greenhouse gas emissions to help safeguard the health communities worldwide, and it aims to contribute to the design of transformative health systems that can provide safe and quality care in changing climate. Next we are talking about banking and finance. Asian Development Bank and Global Environment Facility. They recently joined hands, correct, and or they have introduced Natural Capital Fund to foster environmental conservation, or we can say they joined hands to foster environmental conservation, and they have recently joined hand for this NCF, that is Natural Capital Fund. This is a fund that is aimed at backing projects in Asian Development Bank's developing member countries. I repeat, recently Asian Development Bank and GEF, they have introduced this National Capital Fund, and this National Capital Fund has been established in order to help those countries or those projects that are being started by Asian Development Bank in their developing countries. And this GEF has committed $15 million investment to support this NCF Natural Capital Funds initiatives that are focused on improving food security, safeguarding natural capital, etc. Correct. Now this question can also be asked that in the National Capital Fund that was introduced by Asian Development Bank and Global Environment Facility, what is the amount committed by GEF, that is Global Environment Facility? So $15 million will be committed by them. Next is ICICI Bank. They recently got the RBI approval to make ICICI Securities wholly owned subsidiary. I repeat, RBI approved ICICI Bank's request to make ICICI Securities a wholly owned subsidiary. Following this, ICICI Securities will be delisted and became a wholly owned subsidiary of their parent company, that is ICICI Bank. Correct. Here ICICI Securities has 4 lines of business, that is brokering, distribution of financial products, wealth management and investment banking. This acquisition is likely to be completed in the next 12 to 15 months. And right, next is Moody has retained India's GDP growth rate at what percent? So Moody has retained India's GDP growth rate at 6.7% for the year 2023. Correct. This data was released in Global Macro Outlook. This is for 2024 to 2025. Correct. And what is the projection of Moody's in their Global Outlook Macro Outlook report? For India, it is 6.7%. Here the report also projected that India's GDP to grow by 6.1% next year in 2024 and by 6.3% in next year, that is 2025. Correct. Next, then inflation. The expected inflation by RBI is between 2 to 6%, and as of now the inflation is closely 5.7% in India. And this varies. This can be high also, this can become low also, depending upon the geopolitics situations also, because we know as of now there is a war going on in Ukraine also and in Israel Gaza Strip also. So these can affect hugely on these inflation targets and their GDP. Even there is a news that USA can default on their debt. So if that happens, not default actually, but there is a huge crisis going on in USA regarding this scenario. So in that also, these situations can heavily impact on the Indian scenario, right? We just saw that your dollar recently made a new height. It was around 85. It has just $1 became almost equal to 85 rupees. Correct me if I'm wrong here. It was 85 or around 83 point something. Do correct me in the comment section and do let me know what is the value. Okay, make it as a homework. Do let me know what is the value of $1 and what is the maximum value that it touched in the last week. right? So coming back, Moody's retained India's GDP growth rate at what percent? At 6.7% for 2023, right? Next is Hindustan Aeronautics Limited, HAL. They and France-based Saffron helicopter engines. They have recently decided to set up a joint venture. This will be a 50-50 joint venture. They will be setting up a company in Bangalore, Karnataka, and this will be to develop, design, sell, and support your helicopters, right? So Hindustan Aeronautics Limited and France-based company, that is Saffron helicopter engines. They came with a joint venture, 50-50 joint venture. They have set up a factory in Bangalore, Karnataka, where they will be developing, designing, selling, and supporting the helicopter engines. Right? This will be a first engine design and manufacturing joint venture in India. Correct? Next, here you can see this joint venture was formed with an aim to develop adequate propulsion system for the Indian Ministry of Defence future 13-ton India multi-role helicopter, that is MIMRH, and naval version deck-based multi-role helicopter. So they will be developed. Then if we talk about Hindustan Aeronautics Limited, who is the chairman and managing director here? R. Madhavan, headquarter Bangalore, Karnataka, and it was established in 1940. And if we talk about Saffron helicopter engines, who is the chief executive officer? Cedric Gobet, headquarter is in France, and it was established in 1938. Next is HAL, Hindustan Aeronautics Limited, and Airbus. They signed a contract to establish MRO facility for A320 aircraft. I repeat, Hindustan Aeronautics Limited and Airbus, the largest European aircraft manufacturer, they signed a contract to establish, maintain, repair, and overhaul, that is MRO facility for the A320 family of aircraft at Nashik, Maharashtra. The Airbus will provide tools and consulting services with the facility to be operational by November 2024. The collaboration aims to meet the rising demand for the MRO services in India. And what is MRO? Maintenance, repair, and overhaul. Where this facility will be? In Nashik, Maharashtra. It will be for A320 aircraft, right? It is HAL and Airbus that has signed this contract for this MRO facility in Nashik, Maharashtra. And this will be operational by when? It will be operational by November 2024. Next is Naresh D'Souza, right? A. D'Souza, a prominent Konkani singer, lyricist, and composer, was honored with the 19th edition of the Kalakar Puraskar Award in appreciation of his immense contribution to the field of music over the 5 decades. So remember, A. D'Souza, a prominent Konkani singer, lyricist, composer, was honored with the 19th edition of the Kalakar Puraskar, right? And this was for his contribution to the field of music over the 5 decades. This award was presented by Mand Sobhan, right? Then remember, the award was presented during the 263rd monthly theatre in Karnataka, correct? And if we talk about him, remember, A. D'Souza has made immense contribution to Konkani music in Onam and Mangalore, Karnataka. He has served as the choir master at the St. Peter's and Paul Church in Oman for nearly 20 years and has judged many music competitions. So coming back, A. D'Souza has been honored with the 19th edition of Kalakar Puraskar Award. Directly remember it. Next we are talking about Ashok Leyland is the first OEM to manufacture LNG engines. I repeat, OEM. What are this OEM? It is original equipment manufacturer, right? OEM services are basically the services when a production house will provide services such as packaging, making, branding product, right? Everything they will be provided by the manufacturer. Say for example, I want to make a pencil brand, right? There are 2 ways. One way is I can set up my own manufacturing and everything, printing and everything. Second way is that I'll contact a manufacturer who is already making a pencil and I will ask them that can they print my brand on their particular pencil when they are manufactured and then deliver it to me, right? So that means I am outsourcing my packaging and making of products, and that is considered to be as OEM service. So Ashok Leyland became the first Indian original equipment manufacturer to unveil an in-house LPG or LNG, that is liquefied natural gas engine, named AVTR 1922. Correct, this is the name of the in-house LNG engine that has been named AVTR 1922, and Ashok Leyland has delivered the first batch of these 12 LNG powered haul trucks to Mahanagar Gas Limited in Tamil Nadu. Correct? Mark this. So Ashok Leyland delivers the AVTR 1922, that is India's first LNG powered haul truck, and with this Ashok Leyland became the first OEM manufacturer of LNG engines. If we talk about LNG, who is the Ashok Leyland? If we talk about Ashok Leyland, who is the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer? Shinu Agarwal. Headquarters is in Chennai, Tamil Nadu, and it was established in 1948. Next, Indian finishes Asian Archery Championship 2023 with a total of 7 medals. In this medal tally for the Asian Archery Championship, if we talk about India, as we saw, 7 medals, right? And here India finishes at which position? India finishes second here, right? So if we talk about these 7 medals, here 3 are gold, 1 is silver, and 3 are bronze. Correct, in the Asia Archery Championship. What is the location? Where was this held? Bangkok, Thailand. It was from 3rd to 10th of November. And in this, if we look at the medal tally, South Korea secured top position with a total of 11 medals, India second with 7 medals, and Kazakhstan third with a total of 3 medals. From India, remember, Parneet Kaur won gold medal, Aditi Swami Priyansh won gold medal, and these are women compound team that won gold medal. So these are the 3 individuals we saw, because 3 gold medals for India, right? So these are the 3 gold medals winners. Important, take a note of it. Next is your important days. National Education Day. When do we observe this day? It is observed on 11th of November. National Education Day. It is observed across India to mark the birth anniversary of Bharat Ratna Maulana Abdul Kalam Azad, the first education minister of independent India. Right, I repeat, National Education Day observed on 11th of November in order to mark the birth anniversary of Bharat Ratna Maulana Abdul Kalam Azad, who was the first education minister of India. And this year in 2023, it was 135th birth anniversary of Maulana Abdul Kalam Azad. Right? And remember, the first ever education day, when was it observed? It was observed in 2008. First, let's start with the one-liner revision. Then we will go to the current affairs of previous days. First is, Coal Minister amended Shakti Policy to expand coal linkage and promote market transparency. MIB approves the Comprehensive Digital Advertisement Policy 2023 that will empower CBCs to tie up with various agencies so that they can come up with content for OTT platform. Then India and Bangladesh navies undertook 5th edition of CORPET and 4th edition of Bongo Sagar exercise in the Bay of Bengal. QS Kakureli Simon Asia University Rankings 2024 was released, and India features highest number of universities, that is 148. China secured second position in this maximum number of universities, and China's Peking University has topped this particular list. Then India ranked 117th among 129 nations in inclusiveness index by OBI, and New Zealand has topped here. WHO has unveiled a new operational framework for building climate resilient and low carbon health system. Asian Development Bank and GEF has introduced National Capital Fund to foster environmental conservation. ICICI Bank has got the RBI note to make ICICI Securities wholly owned subsidiary, and Moody has retained India's GDP growth rate at 6.7% for 2023. Then Asian Development Bank and GEF, they have introduced National Capital Fund to foster climate environmental conservation. ICICI Bank got RBI note to make ICICI Securities wholly owned subsidiary. Moody's retained India's GDP at 6.7%. Hindustan Aeronautics incorporates joint venture with Saffron for helicopter engines. HAL and Airbus signed a contract to establish MRO facility for A320 aircraft. Then A. D'Souza honored with the 19th Kalakar Puraskar Award. This is for the music, his contribution towards music. And Ashok Leyland is the first OEM manufacturer for LNG engines. And India finishes Asian Archery Championship 2023 with 7 medals and in second position in the medal tally. And National Education Day observed on 11th of November. So these are your important current affairs for the day, friends. Now let's move to some important revision current affairs for previous days. First is, which edition of World Food India was inaugurated by Prime Minister Narendra Modi? So this World Food India, correct? This is a biennial mega food event. This was held on 3rd of November. Location is important because this was held at Bharat Mandapam, that is in New Delhi, correct? So remember, this biennial mega food event held on 3rd of November, this was the second edition of this World Food India that was held in India. Correct? This was inaugurated by whom? It was inaugurated by Prime Minister Narendra Modi, and it started on 3rd of November and it was till 5th of November. Correct? Apart from this, PM Modi also inaugurated Food Street. Food Street as a part of the World Food India 2023. So remember, it is the second edition of the World Food India inaugurated by Prime Minister Narendra Modi, held at Bharat Mandapam in New Delhi, and it was from 3rd to 5th of November. Then here you can see the important is mascot here. Mill Ind, that is Millets India. This is a food processing robot and it is the mascot for the World Food India 2023. Mill IND, correct? Mill Ind, correct? This is the mascot here and it is a food processing robot that you need to remember. Then here you can see PM Modi also inaugurated Food Street. Apart from this, remember, during this inaugural event, PM Modi also announced a seed capital aid of almost 380 crore rupees to support over 1 lakh self-help groups. Correct? And apart from this, remember, if we talk about Gujarat Ahmedabad based Hyphen Foods, HYFUN hyphen Foods has signed an MOU with Lulu Group International to produce and supply frozen food products under the private label brand of Lulu. So just remember, an MOU was signed between Hyphen Foods and Lulu Group International in order to supply frozen food products. Correct? So this is that you need to remember regarding World Food India. And this was the second edition of World Food India. Then next move to important days. Recently we observed National Ayurveda Day. This day is observed on 10th of November and it is about creating awareness among people about the health issues as well as the potential of Ayurveda in the prevention and treatment. Correct? Then this National Ayurveda Day 2023, this is basically falls on 10th of November and this year in 2023 it was the 8th edition of this National Ayurveda Day observed. Then there is a theme that you need to remember for this day, that is Ayurveda for One Health. This is the theme for the National Ayurveda Day. And when was we first time observed? It is, if it is the 8th edition, then in 2016 it was observed for the first time. Next is World Science Day for Peace and Development. When do we observe this day? This day is also observed on 10th of November and it is to highlight the important role of science in society and the need to engage general people in discussions about the scientific concerns. Then this day is observed on 10th of November. There is a theme that is building trust in science. This is the theme for the year 2023, or we can say this was the theme for the 22nd edition of the World Science Day for Peace and Development observed in 2023, building trust in science. And this was observed for the first time in 2002. Next is your state news. Recently, Chandigarh Smart City has launched AI-driven chatbot that is Birbal. I repeat, recently, Chandigarh Smart City Limited, that is CSCL, they have launched an AI-driven chatbot that is by the name Birbal, and this is to provide one-stop platform for citizens to access information and services. Then this Birbal was developed using CoreOver.ai, that is a generative AI-powered conversational AI platform. This chatbot will provide accurate information and guide citizens to appropriate resources, and it is incorporated with various features such as voice assistance, live agent support, and AI-based response updates. Correct? Next is Water Smart Kid Meghalaya. This was a campaign and awards the Water Guardians launched by Meghalaya. So I repeat, Meghalaya's Chief Minister Conrad K. Sangma ji recently launched this Water Smart Kid Meghalaya campaign. This was an initiative that was launched under Jal Jeevan Mission. This will focus on educating children about the water conservation and the protection, and basically help them, or basically to guide them and make them aware about water conservation and various uses of water, and why the important is why the water is important for us, because we know that globally there are multiple localities, multiple children who are not even getting one time of proper drinking water, right? Then the recipients, remember here, during this event, Chief Minister and Public Health Engineer Minister recognized the award, that is Water Guardian Awards. These Water Guardian Awards were provided for the efforts in the conservation of the water bodies, and the recipient of these awards were the Lumshiap Village Water and Sanitation Committee in Rai Bhoi district, and Darichkre VWSC and Dura Kantragri VWSC in West Garo Hill. So just remember these names, right? So these are the recipient of this award, that is your Water Guardian Awards, presented by the Chief Minister of Meghalaya, Conrad K. Sagma, and they also launched this campaign, that is Water Smart Kid Meghalaya. This campaign is basically to educating people about the conservation of water. Which country hosted 6th edition of International Solar Alliance, ISA, International Solar Alliance, headquarter of which is in Gurugram, Haryana. This International Solar Alliance, it is a joint venture between whom? It is a joint venture between India and France. This was started in 2015. And who is the Director General here of International Solar Alliance? Ajay Mathur. Then, as the name suggests, International Solar Alliance, we are working here about in the field of solar energy, or we can say in the field of your renewable energy. Then question asked is, which country hosted this 6th edition of International Solar Alliance? This was hosted by our India. Correct. 6th edition. What was the location? Location was Bharat Mandapam, that was in New Delhi. Then recently, which country became the 95th member of International Solar Alliance? Official 95th member of International Solar Alliance, it is Chile. Correct. Chile. Important, take a note of it. Apart from this, here remember International Solar Alliance, we will be seeing here an investment of almost $35 million for the renewable energy projects. Correct. And if we talk about how many members are there in International Solar Alliance, we just saw there were 95 members total now in International Solar Alliance, and which is the 95th member, Chile. Who hosted this International Solar Alliance? Hosted by our India. Correct. So here you can see Chile has officially joined International Solar Alliance as their 95th member. Then next thing, remember what was the GST collection in October 2023? That is 1.72 lakh crore was the GST collection. Correct. Then next thing, remember recently which organization was conferred with the Business Lines Changemaker of the Year 2023 award? That is Business Lines Changemaker of the Year 2023. This was awarded to RBI. Correct. Next thing, RBI has imposed penalty on which two banks in the month of October? It was Punjab National Bank and Federal Bank. Then, which insurance company became the first insurance company to obtain GIFT IFSC license? So it will become your India First Life Insurance. Correct. Then in which state first ever, or in which state recently, cow census was held? Cow census was held. It was held in the state of Uttar Pradesh. Correct. Then tell me, apart from this, in Zanzibar, which IIT has set up their international campus? It is IIT Madras. They have set up their campus in Zanzibar. Next is IIS of Kanpur, that is Indian Institute of Skills of Kanpur, that is in UP. They recently signed MOU with IIT Kanpur, Hindustan Aeronautics Limited, and DASI. What is this DASI? Dassault Aircraft Service India Private Limited. So these four organizations, they signed this MOU, and it was to empower and prepare youth of Uttar Pradesh in the field of aerospace, defense, correct? And basically in these two sectors, in aerospace and defense, in order to provide skills to the youth of UP to prepare them for their upcoming journey, for their future ventures, correct? Here IISc UP, that is Indian Institute of Skill Kanpur UP, IIT Kanpur, Hindustan Aeronautics Limited and DASI, they signed this MOU. Correct? Under this partnership, best-in-class infrastructure will be provided for training. Youths which are associated with IISc Kanpur will benefit through high-quality education in new age courses. Correct? Various new modules has been planned to offer knowledge and industry-related skills. This offer will also be a long-term training in the aviation sector in Kanpur. Correct? So mark this. So they will be provided training in aerospace sector and defense sector. Next is a joint research of WHO, World Health Organization and International Labour Organization. Here it stated that people who are working under the sun, 1 out of 3 such people deaths are from non-melanoma skin cancer. I repeat, WHO recently released a report along with International Labour Organization, and it stated that working in the sun or working under the sun causes 1 of the 3 deaths are from non-melanoma skin cancer, right? And this joint release was because that non-melanoma skin cancer is due to high exposure to UV radiation, that is ultraviolet radiation, and we know that UV rays are coming from the sun directly. So an individual who is working under the sun for a long days, for a long period of time, right, he will be suffering from this non-melanoma skin cancer. And people who are working under the sun, 1 out of the 3 deaths are because of this non-melanoma skin cancer. And this report released by whom? This report was released by World Health Organization along with International Labour Organization, right? Then tell me which university recently launched their own satellite. So it is Aligarh Muslim University. They have launched their own satellite recently, correct? Then apart from this, tell me who participated, or tell me where was the AI Summit 2023 held. So AI Summit 2023, where was this held? It was held in United Kingdom, right? Then tell me where was an event by the name Run for Unity held. So Run for Unity was an event that was held in Lucknow, and it was on the birth anniversary of Sardar Patel. Next is your homework section. First, scientists have detected which disease in Antarctica region for the first time in Antarctica. Second, as per a recent study, which planet may have undergone tectonic activity 4.5 billion to 3.5 billion years ago. Japanese scientists have succeeded in cultivating embryos of which species aboard International Space Station. So these are your 3 important homework questions. Maximum to maximum participation is being required from all the students watching this video. And if you are new here, I like you all to subscribe, and to all those students who are watching our video for a very long time but haven't subscribed, to also them I want to say, just pause the video and go and subscribe to our channel. So that's all for the day. Thank you and have a nice day.
That's all for the day, friends. I hope you enjoyed the session, and you can follow us on the YouTube channel, as well as apart from YouTube channel, you can go and follow us at Affairscloud Telegram channel. And if you have any queries related to the content or the courses offered to you or the payment which you did on the application, you can contact us on the number provided, that is 7677333862. Apart from this, friends, you can follow us on the Facebook as well as on Instagram handle, that is Affairscloud_official. In the end, friends, if you use a code that is Vikas10, you will be getting an additional extra 10% discount by using this code Vikas10. Also, if you have any problem regarding the course purchase, any problem regarding to our application, you can contact us on the mobile number, that is 9677333862. And if you want to mail us, you can also mail us on support@affairscloud.com, and I assure you that our representative from us will be contacting you soon and resolving your issue.